Hey there, friends and enemies. Joe here again, and today we have another getting started. Hey there, friends and enemies. Joe here again, and today we have another getting started video for Blades of Fire. This is episode 2 about weapon mastery, and this game looks extremely interesting to me. I'm glad they are giving us all of this new information before release, so we can really make a good call on whether or not this is going to be for you or not. And I know I'm going to enjoy this game from the looks of it. I think it looks really, really nice. And also, I do hope we get some kind of demo or beta before it launches as well. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, enough rambling from me. Let me just jump right into it.
Now that you've forged your weapon of choice, let's learn how to wield it.
If you missed it, they did a previous episode on the Forge, which I covered as well. So definitely check that out.
Each action button on the controller targets a different body part on the enemy.
Oh, interesting.
Top button to attack the head. Left button to attack left side. Right button to attack right side.
So instead of just being like a heavy and a light attack, they have different... Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
A powerful heavy attack by holding down one of the action buttons.
There it is, okay.
String any of these attacks together to unleash powerful combos.
That's kind of sick. I do like that.
You have 3 options: parry,
okay,
evade, or defend. Blocking at the correct moment gives you the chance to perfect parry your enemy, leaving them open for a heavy attack.
Parry players are going to love that.
For a short period. This is especially useful when surrounded, as you can take down enemies in quick succession.
That's pretty fire. I like that a lot. I'm not great at parrying, but that's a very good option.
By moving aside, but dodging or rolling are the quickest way to evade.
Looks pretty flexible in combat, which I do like a lot. Like you can play kind of how you want to, especially with different weapons.
Or roll comes at the cost of stamina, but holding a defensive stance allows you to use the breath of the defender technique. In doing so, you'll absorb part of the steel's divine metal strength, quickly recovering your stamina.
So you want to full block when you're out of stamina. Got it.
Dulls your weapon's effectiveness and reduces its durability. You can resharpen any blade using the sharpening stone, but doing so lowers the weapon's overall durability.
Oh, eventually it's going to break.
To fully restore durability, you'll need to use an anvil.
Gotcha.
However, the number of repairs a weapon can undergo is limited by the forging stars you earned during its creation and the necessary materials you have acquired to effect the repair.
So you really got to make a decision on what weapons you use and upgrade and repair. Interesting. May 22nd. I can't wait. This game looks sick. So I do find systems like this fascinating if they're done correctly. Some can be extremely annoying where you have your weapons constantly being brittle, breaking, or just not being useful. And if that's the case, it can take you out because you have to be forging so often. Obviously, forging in Blades of Fire is an integral part of the game, but it has to feel rewarding. Like, okay, I crafted this new weapon that's 3 stars, so I want to go back and get the enough material so I can craft it at higher stars consistently. So that's the weapon I want to use. Now, the combat system I think is incredibly interesting because it does feel different from a lot of other current day action RPGs, which typically have a heavy attack, a light attack, and then a dodge button, all that kind of stuff. But now you have multiple different ways to handle it, and you can attack different body parts. So I'm assuming enemies will themselves block or potentially dodge out of the way, and if you attack them in the correct direction, it probably will lead to better results. And yeah, that's incredibly interesting to me. I do feel like, as somebody who's not much of a parrier, I will attempt to try to parry a lot in this game with the bonuses that it gives, and knowing that after you parry for a little bit, if you run out of stamina, that's when you can actually go full guard and try to block as much of that damage. I think the gameplay looks pretty fluid overall. It's a bit exaggerated. The game that this reminds me of from a different kind of camera perspective, but does have a similar type of combat feel, is Kingdoms of Amalur, which I think is an incredibly underrated RPG from my experience with it, and one that I think was very, very good. And that's really where a lot of this game feels kind of like that, but in a more advanced. Obviously, that game's older, and this feels like the 2025 version of it. But overall, I'm incredibly pleased from what I've seen so far with Blades of Fire. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, one of my major concerns is going to be this forging system and feeling like it's worthwhile and not a detriment to gameplay more than anything. We'll have to wait and see. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like the video as always. Comment, subscribe. Have a good one. I'll catch you all later.